So right here, I have the parts for a PC that you could potentially build for under $400. Now, some interesting things to note. So you might have noticed that I have two graphics cards right here in this little setup. One is an RX 580 and one is an RTX 2060. Now, I haven't decided just yet, but regardless, this build will be under $400. Another thing to point out would be that if you're not willing to buy used, this probably isn't as achievable, and it is definitely something that you should keep in mind. Now, let me go over the parts real quick. Now, for the CPU, we're running a Ryzen 5 3600, pretty straightforward CPU, very popular one. As far as the SSD, I'm going with a 512 gigabyte. If possible, you could go with the 1 terabyte. This is just what I had laying around. And as far as the cooler goes, I have a ID Cooling SC214 XT. It runs for around $18 on Amazon. If you get it on sale, you can get it even cheaper though, and that's how much I got it for. This Gigamax was actually part of the bundle. So Zalman has these things where they sell the case, the power supply, and the cooler. This cooler wasn't in the bundle, it was in another one. But you could save I would say 20 to 30 bucks buying those little combos. So I got those from there. And then other little accessories I'm including on here are the black cable extensions. And we can't forget about the motherboard as well. The motherboard is actually a used one. And this one particularly cost me around, I believe it was $50 for everything post-tax, after all the sales tax, all the shipping and all that. And it is an X470 board, but it didn't come with Wi-Fi, and so that's why. If you do flip PCs, I would recommend you get a Wi-Fi card for every build, because the USBs and the USB Wi-Fi thing dongles, in my experience, haven't been the best. So yeah, might as well just stick a little Wi-Fi card in there. Now, another thing to point out as well is that this RAM particularly is not the one that will be going in the final build. This is just what I had laying around, but I ordered some on Amazon, and I will attach some photos right here so you guys know which ones will go on, and you guys will see it in the final build. So in the video, I forgot to mention 3 of the most important things, which are the case, the actual GPU, and the fans. For the case is actually a Zalman Z3, I believe, and that one actually goes for $50 on Newegg. And as far as the graphics card, I personally paid $70 locally. Now, I know that won't be realistic, so because of that, I'm gonna put the price up to $100. And if you can get a better one, then even better for you, right? Now for the fans, I actually paid like around $30. I got a 2-pack of the Thermarite 3-pack fans. So I don't know why I messed it up, but it's a 3-pack. And I bought 2 of those 3-packs, one in black, one in white. That way I could match like the black and white accent I was going for. So yeah, let's get to it and let's start putting things together. See if it boots. I know the power supply should work because I heard a little popping thing, but these supposedly are the front panel connections. There you go, fan spinning. But I completely forgot to connect the mini display. So let me do that really quick. So let's see. So I had to plug it into my PC because the motherboard doesn't have a USB-C. So I plugged it in for power to my actual PC, and then it doesn't seem to be displaying anything. But let me just turn it off and turn it back on. So supposedly that's booting. Let's see if it gives any signal. There you go. and then reboot and select proper media boot drive. So that seems to be good news. And now we can move on to actually putting this in the build and proceeding with the process. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let me tell you about this angle right here. You see, it's so magnificent. It's so sharp. You can see the whole build in the frame. It's just amazing. Now, obviously, that's a joke because this angle right here is shit and you guys just can't see it. It was literally sitting on top of my camera. I don't know what I was thinking here. Regardless, the build ended up taking me a total of 2 hours and 12 minutes. I'm pretty proud of the time if I'm being completely honest. I rarely ever track my time though. That's something I need to get better at. Nevertheless, here is the final build. You could talk shit about that. I used some quick transitions I found in the program. The song itself was actually pretty tough. It had me bobbing my head the whole time like this. Now that we have addressed that, you will notice a clear difference between the way the computer was before and the way the computer was after. So there are 3 key differences I did to the computer. So I added some combs to the cable extensions. Now this, realistically, if you didn't have the extra combs like me, you could have left it as the clear ones that came with the Formula Mod cable extensions. But I had some extra black ones that I put on and it kind of gave it a nice little hint of black and white because I'm going for like a panda build. And then the second change I did was the fan in the top. I thought the fan would make it run a little bit cooler, so that is what I went with. And last but not least, you might have not seen it, but the RAM actually got swapped. So yeah, those are the main changes I did to the build, and now we'll get on to some actual testing to give you guys an idea of like the performance and all that. So this right here will be the first game I'm gonna be testing out, and it's a pretty popular title, and in fact it is my favorite game. So Fortnite is the way to go, and we'll get to testing right here. So now we'll move on to testing Marvel Rivals back here. Now this game is relatively new and it is a very popular one. I saw this random clip like on YouTube Shorts where it was like, it's one of the first games ever to like retain 90% of its fan base. I don't know if it's true, it came up to my mind. I didn't do my research or anything, but yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Right now I'm just compiling the shaders, so it's gonna take a bit. So Warzone will be the last game I will be testing. I know it's not necessarily the most popular game out there, but I had it in the drive and I thought I would just give it a shot while I'm here. But yeah, right now I'm just letting the shaders load and I'll update you guys when it's loaded and in game. So those were all the games tested, and let me know if you guys want me to test out some different games. I know Warzone especially is a bit older, so I could easily swap it out in some of the future videos, so just feel free to let me know. But we'll transition to the outro and final thoughts right now. So I hope you guys liked my take on this $450 range. I truly think this is a pretty good build, and for the price, it's hard to beat. The only thing if I could go back and change was the power supply, like I said. I would go with a better power supply, a more trusted one. But other than that, the build is pretty amazing. Everyone's cool, and it's gonna serve its purpose. Another thing I would also point out is that you'll be able to upgrade it in the future. So I would say maybe a 5800X down the line, a 5600X will be a pretty good upgrade, and it won't be out of your range. And on top of that, down the line, you could maybe get like a 4060 of some kind, maybe a 5700 XT. And then it won't cost you much, nor will it take much effort, because it's not hard to do. But yeah, that is my take. Thank you for watching. And if you got something out of the video or want to give some tips for me, I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much.